We are doing the Guardians review, so I'm going to be talking about the first one and the second one to get prepared for the third and final chapter of this series. And yeah, so let's talk about it. The movie we're talking about today is Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is a sci-fi action-adventure comedy. It's about these group of misfits who have this orb, which they know nothing about. All they know is that Ronan is trying to get to them and trying to steal the orb, so they're trying to sell it, and also dealing with this group and their personal feelings. And yes, the film is in color, and the runtime is 122 minutes. And the film is written and directed by James Gunn, who before this film even came out, he was just he didn't direct a lot of works. He directed Slither and Super, which is a superhero movie, funny enough. But yeah, James Gunn was relatively unknown when this film came out. So this was definitely the film that shows James Gunn's creativity. And yeah, this film is amazing. This is a film that at the year 2014 was unexpected. People know nothing about the Guardians of the Galaxy, let's be honest. When this film, before it came out, nobody, now only if you're a die-hard fan, but other than that, the Guardians of the Galaxy team was relatively unknown. And Gunn really took these characters and pretty much reinvented them and made them his own, and it's amazing. This film is quite possibly my favorite in the Marvel series. There's a lot of it though. There's a lot of great movies in Marvel, but this is definitely one of my favorites. This film is amazing. I mean, I loved every minute of it. It's so much fun from beginning to end. The action scenes and this just team that you really relatively enjoy them, and you like the characters, and every single one of them are good. Every single one of them are actually, they put care into the characters. So yeah, this film is truly a fun watch. Performances are great. All the actors are amazing. Specifically the protagonist, of course, Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt, who is this Earthling, also scavenger outlaw. He goes, finds the orb, and he takes it. He gets ambushed by a bunch of men, but he's Star-Lord, so he's gonna kick some butt. So he just shoots them away, leaves with the orb, but also there's a bounty on his head. So Gamora and Rocket are trying to steal the orb. They get arrested. They put into prison. Chris Pratt is amazing as Star-Lord. Of course, Chris Pratt was just again only known for Parks and Rec. So that's about it. And yeah, this is a film that really made Chris Pratt who he is, the Pratt that we know. And yeah, he's fantastic as this character, really likable character with a lot of personal gripes, and just with his mom and losing his mom and just dealing with his own personal problems. And I thought Pratt nailed it as Star-Lord, and this is a character that I can't see anyone else play but Pratt. Pratt really owned the role of Star-Lord. Some, of course, the other crew members, you got Gamora, played by Zoe Saldana. Of course, she's the daughter of Thanos, and she's works for Ronan, and she's trying to steal the orb and give it to Ronan. But you find out her actual motive and her character trying to deal with being known as the daughter of Thanos, this intimidating monster who has killed like thousands or millions of people. And yeah, trying to deal with Star-Lord's tomfoolery. And Zoe Saldana is amazing as Gamora. She's great. She's a great character. She has a lot of her own issues as well with being a daughter of Thanos, but trying to do good, in which she's trying to do some good. And it's kind of hard when you're known as this killer. But Zoe Saldana is truly great as Gamora. Some of my favorites still has to be Rocket, played by Bradley Cooper, voices Rocket. Who is this? I mean, I don't think Rocket's not gonna like this, but he's this raccoon of a being who talks, and he's an outlaw. He's trying to steal the bounty and gets captured with them. And he has his friend or his partner. Yeah, he's an angry little thing. He's great. I mean, Bradley Cooper's voice acting is top notch. Rocket Raccoon is such a cool character, very quippy, but also doesn't take nonsense, and he'll get to you, and he'll kill you even. And I thought Rocket is a great character, a very great inclusion to this film. We get a little bit of his thing with, of course, him being drunk, talking about his personal life and him, and how his creation, which is they're gonna go in depth with the third film, but they definitely give you a hint of what Rocket has gone through. I mean, Rocket Raccoon is such a great character, and also another favorite is Groot, played by Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel came in, get the paycheck to say 3 words, but he's this tree. Partners with Rocket. They've been partners for probably most of their lives, and Groot is this big tree that could kill you, but is also really cute in moments. I thought Groot was a great character. He's a really likable character, really cute character, but he means business as well. He gets things done, and I thought Groot was another amazing character. And of course, Drax the Destroyer, played by the Animal Batista. He's Drax the Destroyer. His wife and daughter got killed by Ronan, and Drax wants revenge. And when he sees Gamora, he's trying to do the revenge and slit her throat. And Star-Lord talks him out of it, and Drax tries to work with them to go find and kill Ronan the Accuser and exact revenge for his wife and daughter. And Drax was great. Batista at this time was a professional wrestler, so we don't know what his acting abilities were and weren't. And he nailed it. Dave Bautista's great as Drax, and he gets better and better with the films. And Drax is a character that's very flawed, with, of course, just him losing his wife and daughter and trying to exact revenge, but it causes a lot of mayhem with the team, and it gets a little tough. I thought Batista conveyed the emotions great. Batista's just a great actor, man. He's one of the best actors really now working on the acting field, and he's great. I thought Batista was an amazing character. Some of the supporting, of course, the main villain is Ronan the Accuser. He accuses people for I don't know, that's not his thing, whatever. But he's the villain. He's like the henchman of Thanos, who's trying to get the orb and trying to get the power of this orb. Yeah, the villain's cool. This is definitely, again, one of those villains that are just not the focus point of the film. He's not a character that has a lot of story. He's just another Marvel villain, which, again, I didn't mind it, because, again, this film itself didn't really need that big villain. It's more of just the villain of this film is them trying to deal with their personal problems and trying to work as a team. That is the villain. This man is just a guy just trying to working for Thanos. He's just a walking dog here, but he's fine for the villain of this film. He's a fine villain. We also got Glenn Close as, I guess, the leader of the Nova Corps. She's good in the movie for whatever she does. John C. Reilly is in this film. He's the guy. He's I think he does shit. I mean, I don't know what he does, but he works for the Nova Corps and has personal relationship with Chris Pratt, Star-Lord. They've barged in together. He's good in the movie. I like the banter that he has with Pratt. You also got Yondu, played by Michael Rooker, who is the one that captured Star-Lord from Earth, and we find out that his job was kind of to like give him to his dad, but he never did. He kept him in this scavenger, or I think that's what it's called, the scavengers, and he's trying to get Star-Lord, and because he didn't give him the orb, so he's like, oh boy, you better come back, or I'm gonna kill you. Yondu's great. He's a cool character. Michael Rooker is such a fun actor. He's always great in movies, and yeah, he's great in this movie. But I'm more looking forward to talk about him in Volume 2 more than anything. But for his role in this film, he's pretty cool. He does some badass moments with the whistling. That was pretty cool. Yeah, the performance in this film is great. The direction by Gunn. This film is a really good looking film, but it's down to the writing and the dialogue and the characters and how much care he puts for the very relatively unknown characters. And yeah, I thought he put so much work and effort to these characters, and you can very much tell the love that Gunn has for these source material. Sorry. And yeah, this film is written very well. The direction, the action scenes are great. The chemistry, though, between the cast is definitely what helps. I mean, they work so well together. at first they hate each other. They're trying to they're only working with each other to just sell the orb or whatever. But they get close to each other and they have care for each other. And then at the end, it's like they're together. They're like they say, the freaking Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's amazing. I thought the chemistry between the casts were fantastic. The cinematography is great. The film has some great looking shots and set pieces that are pretty cool. The visual effects are awesome. I really think the visual effects for this film is really good. I mean, rewatching this movie really makes me like think, oh my god, how did the VFX artist goes from this film to like what we are in now with the Marvel films? It's like, how did this happen? This is when Marvel put care in the visual effects, and you can see it. This film is visually amazing. The music choices are great. I love the songs that they have in this movie, the selection. So this is the Awesome Mix Volume 1, and there's a lot of old school music, and it's great. This is like a James Gunn thing. He has the soundtrack, and it's awesome. I thought the music selections in this film is really amazing. And just an amazing film. One of my favorite Marvel films. I've spoken about it, of course, before when I just did a voice, but now I'm actually talking about it. And it's awesome. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. It's quite possibly one of my favorites. It's heartwarming. It pulls the strings, and it's amazing. This is a fantastic film and a fantastic career with James Gunn, which is now the head of DC. So it's just crazy. It's crazy how things happen. The man goes from just directing a movie to now he's like one of the top dogs of DC Studios. It's like crazy. And yeah, this film is without a doubt a 5 out of 5 stars. That's not even a shock, I don't think. And yeah, those are my thoughts from Guardians of the Galaxy. Of course, if you've not seen it, go ahead and check it out. Try to prepare yourself for Volume 3, because it's going to be the final chapter. And yeah, those are my thoughts for Guardians.